All right, Mix 104.1 WCLE, good afternoon. Now 14 minutes away from 4 o'clock here on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. So glad to have you listening in to the Mix Afternoon Drive. As always, the Mix Afternoon Drive driven by Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. You'll find them I-75, exit 20, and at cleveland-nissan.com. Also, don't forget, they're in the middle of Trade-tober, which means they'll give you up to $6,000 trade-in on the vehicle that you're currently driving. Join us right now, as we promised. Executive Director of Main Street Cleveland, Sharon Marr, is here with us. We're going to talk about something that everybody's been asking us about in town. What's going on this year with the block party? I know we released some information a few weeks ago, but to give it to us firsthand and even get us updated about what is going on this year with Halloween, Sharon Marr is here with us right now. Sharon, how are you doing?
Doing great. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks so much for taking time out. I know you're very busy right now with everything going on. To come in and give our listening audience a preview of the downtown Trick or Treat Stroll. So walk us through this. No pun intended.
Okay. Well, you know, this year has been obviously challenging in every way. We don't have to go through all of those changes because we know it's been tough. So the Halloween block party, which has been going on for 33 years, attracts 15 to 18,000 people. We love it, but there's just really no way we could do it that way this year. So we were looking for something to do where we didn't have to cancel and we could reimagine it, still give the kids something safe and something to come to and look forward to, and still be that focal point for Halloween's celebration. So we came up with the Trick or Treat Stroll, looked at a couple of different options, but this seemed to make the most sense. And Marr's Chocolate, which is amazing, and our great partner for probably over 20 years with us on this. So they're back in with us, and they're providing the candy to us. So this year we're going to be going traditional trick-or-treat, which is really where it all started back in 1987. Right. Traditional trick-or-treat from business to business. And we've got about 40 locations, and I'll hold this map up if you can see it, but the pumpkins represent locations where people will be handing out candy. And you can see it's all over town. Where the block party has been centered around the courthouse square, with the trick-or-treat stroll, it will be all over downtown, from Ocoee Street, Broad Street, First Street, down to the First Street Square, the Museum Center, and down to the Woolen Mill.
Yeah, we got that up on our Facebook page there right now. It's what I'm taking a peek at there. So, and this, like you mentioned, this has just kind of been a work in progress, and you finally just brought this in to kind of give us an idea of what is going to be going on. So yes, it's just not going to be around the courthouse square. It's going to be kind of spread out throughout downtown Cleveland. Is that right? That's
right. So you can just walk around town, and you know, downtown is very walkable. It's beautiful. We're doing it a little bit earlier in the evening and earlier Saturday, so it'll be light, and it's just a great walkable, you know, good space.
Yeah, you know, and you mentioned that just right then. It's a two-day event this year instead of this the one night that typically happens with a block party. So a few more opportunities for people to kind of plan, be more social distance. And, you know, I've said this whenever we started talking about the block party and how we was going to change it this year, I said, what a perfect event to wear a mask. I mean, come on.
Absolutely.
It's Halloween. Wear your mask.
Absolutely. Highly recommend those masks. Yeah. And everyone handing out candy will be wearing masks, and they'll have gloves. And you're right. The two nights, it's Friday from 5 to 8, Saturday 3 to 6. And that's just more opportunity to spread things out. So we can spread all over downtown. We can spread out over 2 days. And you're not waiting in that one long trick-or-treat line. And I think for kids, it's going to be really exciting to go basically door to door, you know, the traditional style, which, and I mentioned earlier that we started that way in 1987, and actually started at the police department in 1987 as a safe alternative to trick-or-treating. So we're kind of back to those roots this year, which is pretty neat.
What else has been going on? We're going to come back and visit this in a second, but what else has been going on with Main Street Cleveland over these past few months? And let's, you know, not only this event, but what are some of the other events coming up? You know, this is the holiday season officially, when you kind of get into Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Just kind of walk us through those couple of things, if you don't mind.
Okay. Well, fortunately, we've been able to have a lot of our events. We've had to revamp some things, but we've had a lot of them as we traditionally have. The Cruise In is one. It's coming up actually this Saturday. Yes. Is their season finale. They always end in October. 19th season. They've had a really good year. We had cars up here from Gainesville, Florida, that came specifically for the Cruise In September. So it's been a good show, and they'll be from 1 to 6 on Saturday around the courthouse. And it's also their Toys to Tots drive. So every year the last show is Toys to Tots. So if you come, bring a new unwrapped toy to give to that campaign.
And I know we can't really give out a lot of details about what Christmas looks like yet, but I'm sure there's more details to come. Is that right?
Well, I can give you the overview of that. We have, so of course we have a new event on November 14th, and you'll get more details on that. But we have a downtown art crawl. Grit and Grace Market, Hetzel Art Studios, Allied Arts Council, and Main Street has come together for the downtown's first art crawl. So there'll be local artists displaying in 11 downtown businesses, and you can buy a ticket for that. It's a ticketed $20 event, and all that money will go to the Allied Arts Council for their education grants. So watch Facebook and more information to come on that, but it's going to be a fun event on a Saturday afternoon. And then we have Small Business Saturday coming up the Saturday after Thanksgiving. And, you know, this year I hope people will really shop local, shop small. We always encourage it, but this year more than ever, you know, these folks need support after a tough year. And so please remember to do that. WCLE, you guys are going to be out there with us on that Saturday with all kinds of cool specials, lots of things going on. We have 40 local restaurants and retailers downtown, some really cool, diverse businesses. And that'll be a good time. Christmas events on December 4th. We'll have the tree lighting at the Post Office Annex. We'll do that at 6 o'clock on that Friday night. We will not have the Santa visits this year, unfortunately, but we will definitely still light the tree. It's going to look really beautiful, and downtown will be lit up really pretty as well. And then on Saturday, December 5th, is the Christmas parade, and that is going on as scheduled, stepping off from Bradley at 6 o'clock and traveling through downtown.
So that's kind of got us from now to towards the end of the year with those new events that you mentioned in there as well. I just kind of wanted people to make sure they started putting those things on their radar because with COVID and everything, people are probably wondering what or if those things are still going to continue. I know that wasn't really the topic you came in to talk about, but it's never too early to start talking about these other events.
Absolutely.
And as you mentioned, the last car show is coming up this weekend, the Cruise In, so make sure you get out there for that as well. Well, let's go back, Sharon, and revisit what people are just, I know they've probably just been wearing you out about as well. What's going on with the block party? Of course, this year kind of been revamped, downtown Trick or Treat Stroll. Give us those informational things that everybody needs to know.
Okay, well, it's going to be on, like we talked about, 2 nights for social, or 2 days for social distancing purposes. It'll be an opportunity to come on Friday, October 30th from 5 to 8, and Saturday on Halloween Day from 3 to 6. We'll have over 40 locations handing out candy all over downtown, candy compliments of Mars Chocolate, and we appreciate that so much. One safety note I want everyone to really pay attention to, the streets will be open, so it's going to be a business-to-business trick-or-treat event. So you're not going to see the closed-down streets because we are doing it all over downtown, and if we close streets, we would have to close everything.
Right. Yeah.
You know, the whole downtown would be shut down. So just stay on the sidewalks, just follow regular traffic procedures, and just watch when you're crossing the street. We'll have the police department's a huge supporter, and they'll be out there, you know, flashing some lights and just reminding people to slow down if you're in the car. And parents, as you're walking your children around, just make sure you've got that in hand and you're watching those crosswalks.
You know, what a great time, too, to visit downtown Cleveland on this upcoming weekend that we're talking about, to be able to see some businesses maybe you didn't even know existed around that. With this being more spread out than just around the courthouse square, you're going to get an opportunity to see what else is in downtown Cleveland.
Yes, and it's very walkable. You may look at a map and think, well, that's too far to walk, but it's really not. We had one of our members do a map overlay taking the courthouse down to First Street Square, which is where you would find Catch, and a few other restaurants across from the museum. And actually that distance was no more than, say, maybe the dairy portion of Walmart to the end of the parking lot. If you overlay the map, it's that much space. So it's very, very walkable and just a good time. And we'll have music in 3 different locations, possibly 4. So as you're walking around, you'll be hearing music and strolling through. So it'll be a fun, festive atmosphere for everyone.
Again, this is the information we're giving you from Sharon Marr, Executive Director for Main Street Cleveland. It's the downtown Trick or Treat Stroll, a little different this year. And to get more details and to find out anything you need to know about what Main Street Cleveland does, which is a ton of things, as we just spotlighted a few of those things here today, go to mainstreetcleveland.com. Is that right?
That's right. Also on Facebook and Instagram.
Sharon, anything else that you want this listening audience to know this afternoon?
Well, just come down and join us. Wear your mask, social distance. Just a side note that, you know, things are always subject to change. Everything is on go that we talked about, and don't foresee that changing. But just check our different social medias and Facebook page for updates.
You know, that's one thing that we definitely have learned is that you got to be fluid.
That's right. that is one of the many new words for the year, isn't
that's
it?
one of those buzzwords that everybody uses regularly is, oh, it's a fluid situation.
That's right.
Sharon, is always great to see you, great information. And you know what? These type of events, I know more than ever, we really need these type of events this year to get out. And as long as we are responsible adults and take care of things the way we're supposed to, these events will be great and be a chance to get out and enjoy something that like I said, we all need these right now. We got to get out there a little bit. So
absolutely.
Thanks so much for everything that Main Street Cleveland's doing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, we're going to take just a quick music break. We'll be back to Mix 104.1 in just a moment. Stay here with us. It's Billy Joel.